Will meme coins send, or are they all dead? Is it all over? We're going to be talking about that today. Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button, hit that bell, subscribe to the channel right now. Let's hop in this video. All right, guys. So we're starting off here on Crypto Twitter. Follow me at 333 Blacksea. I say, I expect the strong meme coins to make a meteoric rise when the time is right. As for now, be careful of all the extraction events. Now you may say, Blacksea, what are you talking about? All these extraction events. I want to take a step back a few months ago and really leading up to the past few months. So really all of 2025 and really the majority of 2024, we only really had a small segment of a altcoin season, if you will. And something that has kind of happened and developed, this market has transformed into a space where there's constant extraction events. And when there's no hype in the market, that's when you see these rugs increase, that's when you see the scams increase, and that's when you see these extraction events increase. And what is an extraction event, you may ask? Basically, rug pulls, that's an extraction event, or a coin that gets launched with the sole purpose to be taking money out of that ecosystem. Let's say it's listed on Solana. The entire purpose is to get the money off the Solana chain and really just pull it out of the crypto markets. And we're seeing more and more of these pop up. And when the volume is low, guys, you need to be very, very careful because they are going to be popping up left and right. And it's going to be literally relentless. I'm seeing it happen day in and day out. We saw a 90% drawdown on the OM mantra token the other day. Guys, that is that's the only one that's made big news. But these meme coins, they happen like this constantly, guys. Like hundreds, thousands of coins listed every day, and the sole purpose is to extract that money, put it in the devs' pockets, and get out. It is not about community. It is not about innovation or utility. It is not even really about building a community, which, in my opinion, that's how the communities, the meme coins that build the communities are the ones that are going to be here to stay and are going to be the ones that actually make gains. And guys, you got to be very careful right now because I think that it's possible to see certain memes get created in this environment right now that are successful, but it's hard, guys. It's really hard. I think there's a less likely chance, and there's a more probable chance that it's going to be an extraction event than really a long-term goal of building a community and building a solid meme coin like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Pepe. So that's what I'm just trying to tell you guys. Right now is tough, but I am bullish. We're going to talk about when we should be expecting meme coins to send because I do think it will happen. It just has to be the right environment. And right now, guys, it's pretty tough. Looking at the top memes right now, you're looking at Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Pepe, the Trump coin, Bonk. We're down significantly. Don't get me wrong. Risk on assets, all right? First, you've got tech stocks, okay? They're not that risky. They're down. People got spooked. But we've gotten to that point. But the most risk on assets of them all, without a doubt, is meme coins, guys. And that's going to be the first place that you see money come out of. And that's where we're sitting at right now. The memes have been beaten and battered. But, guys, also you need to know, when that pivot does come, you should expect the exact outcome, but the opposite. You should be expecting meme coins to rally significantly versus all the other markets because they are the most riskiest. So when you see risk on assets really get into a more favorable environment, you should expect it to look at it as like a multiplier. The more risk it is, the higher the reward. It's as simple as that. But as of right now, guys, you see what's happening. The risk on assets are getting beaten up, and the riskier the assets, the further they're going down. That's just how it goes. You look at this entire market right now, right? Bitcoin's at 84K. Potentially, we're getting ready for a reversal, potentially here. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on where we bottom out here before we make our next test to the upside. Bitcoin dominance, 63%. When you exclude stablecoins, guys, we're at 65%. That is a big deal. That is basically all-time highs for Bitcoin dominance this cycle. Big deal. We didn't really have an altcoin season. We topped out on November 20th. We came down for about 15%. We saw altcoin season for, I wouldn't even call it altcoin season, maybe like an altcoin day, I'll say. It was very, very minimal. But we should expect that if we see the Federal Reserve pivot, because you can really blame this all on tight monetary policy. There's not a lot of money flowing around, high interest rates. It really starts to choke out the risk on assets, and that's what's happening right now. So what I'm trying to say is all it takes is a little pivot, and we're getting closer and closer there. The Fed is not really, they're not really shifty. They are very vague with what they speak, but they tell you what they're going to do. And really, we should be expecting 2 rate cuts this year, maybe more now because of all these tariffs bringing the market down. And we should be expecting quantitative easing, hopefully, by the end of this year. Because right now, we've cut the quantitative tightening in half. We were doing $40 billion of sell pressure on the traditional market month over month, and that is now $20 billion as of April 1st. I would not be surprised to see that go away and basically be like net zero there. Just no sell pressure, no quantitative easing for a little while as a pivot point. And then I think you should expect the money printers to come back on. And that's the beginning of the favorable position for risk on assets, aka meme coins. All right, guys. There will be volatility. What I'm doing right now is I've been shorting a lot, but as of right now, I'm cautious right now. I'm cautiously bullish, all right? So I'm not shorting as much, but I am taking advantage of this volatility, waiting for good long entries here. If you guys want to take advantage of this volatility, check out in the description box below or pinned comment down below. We have a $5,000 sign bonus to Blowfin. All you do is click that link, deposit, trade a little bit. You get a bunch of free money. And there's always awesome rewards. Like they do trading competitions. Last trading competition was a $5.6 million prize pool. Take advantage of it, guys, because these big moves are coming. And if you need to be paying attention because you're going to want to catch some of these big moves to the upside. So why am I cautiously optimistic on Bitcoin? Well, we had some daily candle closures above 83,500. Right now, we're testing that level, but we can break below that. We can break below that. But this is the first, I'm calling it the first glimmer of hope to seeing a bullish reversal. Right now, I think that we can break down. I wouldn't really want to see us come much lower than 77K. I know that sounds brutal, but we could see a wick there. Anything further than that, it gets a little bit sketchy, but it still looks like we're starting to bottom out. This is the first step as a reversal. Say we come down to 77K, I expect a bounce and a test of 88,000. The question is, do we break above 88,000? Well, if we break above 88,000, then I think that's the beginning level of us basically ranging between 88K and 94K. I think this has a lot to do with these tariffs that are keeping us down, as well as the Federal Reserve. We're waiting for them to pivot. When we see a pivot, I expect a test at new all-time highs around 110 to 115, maybe 120,000. But that needs to happen basically near September, guys, because based on the 4-year cycles of Bitcoin, we're going to be cutting it a little bit close. I mean, maybe we can be extended a little bit, but I'm going to base all my data on 4-year cycles, guys. I've been trading crypto for nearly a decade. The 4-year cycle is the most solid data point that we have based around the halving events. I'm going to follow that until it's broken. And as of right now, we're kind of on schedule if you want to compare it back to 2021 and 2022, this bull cycle where we double topped. We peaked out in April 2021, and then the real peak was in November of 2021, a few months later. I think that there's a good probability of something like that playing out here. It's just we need to make sure that the traditional market keeps us afloat, guys. I believe in the decoupling, but not forever. Not forever. The Bitcoin tracks the S&P 500. It reacts and trades like a stock ever since the spot ETFs came out. Love it or hate it. That's what it does now. And now the traditional market is important because right now this is basically where this is going to depict on where we're headed here for Bitcoin. And where Bitcoin's headed is where the risk on assets are going to be headed. Just to a higher degree. Higher risk, higher reward. Right now, we have rejected off 5,500 as resistance, okay? I don't like that. I don't like that. I think that there's a good chance here that we make potentially a test at 5,000. Really want to hold above 5,000 and put in a higher low. Otherwise, there's definitely a good chance that we make a new low. I do think, however, though, if we start to make new lows, like I'm talking below 4,800, the Fed is probably going to step in and we're probably going to see a pivot, probably going to see rate cuts. That being said, if we do start to close below 5,000 basically, really I want to say making a new low, because there's a good chance that we wick below this and put a little bit of some trappy action. If we start to close below like 4,800, then I do think that we're looking at maybe a recessionary period. And that will be putting us in a very tight chokehold versus Bitcoin in the 4-year cycle. That's why I'm saying, guys, we need to see a little bit of relief here and a bit of a reversal sooner rather than later. Otherwise, it's going to be looking like we're running out of time for Bitcoin. And guys, you need Bitcoin to be rallying and in a bull market to see risk on assets perform well, okay? So I'm really, like, I have people outside of crypto ask me, Black Sea, what are your thoughts lately on crypto? Do you think that it's over? Do you think that we're just getting ready to make a bigger move to the upside? And I've been telling everybody, you know, I think there's about a 50-50 chance. And it's really unfortunate because right now we are in such a narrative-driven market. It's very tough to predict. It's all on these tariffs. It's all on the Fed. And basically all this negotiating in between. We're caught in between it all. So I think there's a 50-50 shot here that we recover by September and we start to make our way to new all-time highs. And if that happens, you're going to see meme coins make big moves. Because when that happens, it's probably going to be in line with the Federal Reserve cutting rates and or moving to quantitative easing. Money printers, guys, okay? I think that that is a good way to be thinking about the rest of 2025 when it comes to meme coins and its performance. Guys, I like memes. I like trading memes. Am I going to invest long-term on memes? Probably not. The only ones that I'm really looking at to do that is I'm waiting. I'm waiting to be in a true full-form bear market. And right now, we're not really in that. We're kind of in limbo at the whim of these tariffs and really the Federal Reserve. There's not a lot of money to go around. Risk on assets are not in a healthy, happy place. So the only risk on asset I'm really comfortable buying right now is Bitcoin. I'm buying more of it every single day, but I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting for these long positions on Pepe, on Dogecoin. Really, I've got my eye on Pepe because I think Pepe is pretty close to the bottom. If the S&P 500 does catch a bid here and we actually close above 5,500, I think there'll be big gains to be made. Let me know in the comments below. Are you bullish on meme coins, or do you think that it's cooked? You think that we're going to have to wait for the next bull market? We're in not a good macroeconomic situation, so it's all over. I'm very curious what you think about that or say about that. Let me know in the comments below. I think there's a good chance that we see some relief before the end of 2025. I think there's a good chance, guys. That's all I got. I'll see you next one. Hit that like button. Follow me, 333 Black Sea on Twitter and Instagram. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.